Hello there, welcome to my at-home art studio. This is my little creative space filled with all the things that inspire me. This is where I create my products, edit my videos, and basically run my part-time small business, while simultaneously working a hybrid 9-to-5. I love being surrounded by color, art, and foliage, which is all reflected in this room. If you're new here, hello, I'm Alex, and I draw. I'm from the Bay Area, and I have been lucky enough to have a studio space in my home since 2019. I live with my husband and in-laws, and they were gracious enough to let me dedicate this space to making a mess. It's grown so much in the past 5 years, and I'd like to share a glimpse of it today. When you enter the room, behind the door is the area that I keep all of my bags. As you can see, I have way too many. I'm someone who loves to accessorize with purses and the like, so that explains the hundreds of tote bags, bagoo bags, and Uniqlo bags on the wall. Above that is a dry erase board calendar thing to fill with important dates, appointments, and deadlines. Moving on to the desk area. This is where I spend the majority of my time in this space. I conduct all of my digital work here at my desk. I sometimes paint here, even though I shouldn't. My desk isn't the most user-friendly desk, but I bought it on sale from Urban Outfitters 4 years ago, and it's held up so far. I read online somewhere that a glass desk opens up a space more because you can see through it. I think that only works for dining tables in a tiny room, though. But in any case, the desk is very aesthetically pleasing and hasn't failed me yet. It is a little wobbly though, so I tend to not put too much pressure or push on it when I can. I work with a 15-inch MacBook Air. I believe this has the M2 chip, and extend my desktop onto another screen for more workspace. I used to have a PC, which my brother and husband helped me build during the pandemic. I had much more time to play games in 2020, but now I'm a little too busy with work and my small business, so I figured I'd go back to the Mac ecosystem for that reason. It made sense for me in terms of portability and power for art programs like Adobe software. The majority of the hardware and accessories on my desk are from Amazon, and I'll have links to almost everything in my studio in the description if you're interested. I'm very much a maximalist. I love having things on the walls and little trinkets around the room. I have an ever-growing Popmart collection. It just makes me so happy to see these little guys everywhere. I'm a big believer in surrounding yourself with things you love in order to feel happy and inspired throughout the day. I love everything in the studio, and because of that, it's more inviting or enticing for me to stay in here and be productive. On the left side of my desk, I have a small drawer that holds a lot of junk, from stationery items like pens and markers to sewing supplies in Danish cookie tins. Yes, I'm trying to keep that tradition alive. I think as an artist, I tend to be crafty in general. I have lots of hobbies and therefore lots of materials in a magnitude of things. This drawer stores all of those materials. Knitting needles, crochet hooks, embroidery threads, jewelry glue, you name it. If anyone in my family is ever looking for an obscure item for a random reason, I will most likely have it. Above that, I have my Epson photo scanner. I use this to scan my artwork, paintings, sketches, and the like to transform digitally or get made into prints and stickers. Tucked away on the right side, I have another mesh drawer that holds random items. I have documents, papers, and paints in these drawers. Things that I don't really go for on the daily, and therefore it's fine for them to be kind of hidden and out of reach. But above this is one of my Epson printers. This printer is mainly used for plain documents and packing slips for my Etsy orders. This used to be my main printer for art prints and stickers, but I upgraded to a larger printer a few years ago. I didn't want to get rid of this printer because sometimes my family needs to use it for printing their documents, and I'd rather them use this one instead of the fancier, bigger, more expensive printer. Behind my computer and monitor is my art print collage. It's filled with a combination of my own prints along with other prints that I've purchased. Every one of these artists is a great inspiration to me, and having a piece of their art makes me so happy. I love seeing it every day. I feel inspired and in awe whenever I look above my computer screen. I'll have these artists tagged in the description as well. Lastly, my computer chair is from Branch, and I love it. It's super comfy. I can literally sit here all day, and the color is a sage green, which is super cute. Moving to the right of my desk is another desk. Just a basic desk from Ikea that I've had for years. I think since college, basically. I call this area my work/packing station. I have all of my stickers organized here in these containers from the container store. I've labeled each container so that I remember which sticker is where. And as you can see, I have a lot of space left on the table to pack my orders. To the left of the desk, I have this utility cart here, either from Michael's or Ikea. I can't remember, but you could get these even on Amazon. But I store my packaging materials here for quick access. I have my glassine paper, business cards, envelopes, thank you cards, everything I need for each Etsy order or Patreon order. I print out my order packing slips and I pull and pack each order one by one. And it's nice that everything is all within one area, within reach, and I'm not struggling in different parts of my room to just pack things and have them ready to go. Under this desk is a storage organizer. This also holds random items, kind of junk items that I just store because I have no other space for it. I have a painting under here that I'm working on along with other canvases. I have some tote bags from my shop and packing materials down here as well. On the wall, I have one of those Ikea Peg Boards. I feel like a lot of people have this and a lot of artists have this, but it holds miscellaneous markers, pens, and washi tape. Above the stickers, I have more art and inspirational items on my wall. I also have my K-pop shrine. I have a bunch of CDs and photo cards and these binders, light sticks, and other trinkets on the shelf. Here's my bookshelf with the majority of my art book collection. I have a video on my art books if you're interested, but I've definitely added more since making that video. I also have my Cricut machine here and the bigger Epson printer that I mentioned earlier. I outsource a lot of my products now to print manufacturers, but if I'm ever in a pinch, I keep these machines here in case I need to do things in-house. I also have a Patreon tier that gets stickers based on my sketchbook drawings, and I make those in-house as well. In the top drawer, I have some packaging materials for markets. In the bottom, I have old and new sketchbooks and notebooks. And again, I have Popmarts and figures sprinkled everywhere. The closet is a forbidden space. Just kidding. This is the messiest area in my studio. Right now, it's tame because I cleaned it up for this video, but a lot of the times, I just throw things in there. That's why I put up these curtains to hide all my flaws. But in here, I have more books, more of my market supplies and materials. I have Patreon postcards and art prints. It's really a hodgepodge of art-related stuff in the shelves and personal storage up top. A lot of what's up top is like wedding memorabilia, things that I used for my wedding 2 years ago. I also have a sewing machine, an embroidery machine, again because I'm crafty, but I haven't used them in a while. My old PC body is here, just in case I want to go back to it in the future. I have roller skates, which I've only used twice and haven't gone back because I suck at roller skating. I've kept them because I'm willing to try again, only if someone holds me. Next to the closet, I have my painting station or painting table. I wanted to designate an area to painting because I do use a lot of traditional media. Acrylic wash, watercolor, and oil paints. I thought having an area near the window would make the most sense. The problem with this is that the window is west facing, so the lighting isn't that great in this room. But the table itself was my mother-in-law's. She was gonna throw it out, but I decided to keep it as a painting table. I figured the desk would get a bit messy as I painted, so I didn't need anything fancy. I have this red toolkit here which houses all of my Holbein gouache and paintbrushes. I used to have them in these miscellaneous containers, but now they're just here because they have nowhere else to go. I have this canvas light / tripod thing for recording overhead videos. I mainly use it for additional lighting these days and not so much to record things because I don't use my phone to record anymore and I just use my DJI camera. I also like this desk because it has a little drawer which I keep receipts and again more random things in. Then I have this cart which is unfortunately from Temu. I fell for their Insta ads of free items when you spin the wheel and you get like 100% off, but then you have to spend like $7 on shipping. Anyways, it's not the best quality, but it holds my markers and larger art prints, so it's not that bad. Under the table is another drawer. I think this one is just from Amazon, but I have my various types of paper in these. There's sticker paper, laminate sheets, French paper, cardstock, heavyweight paper. Basically my own little Dunder Mifflin down here for all of my paper supply needs. I also have a lot of leftover clay from a few pottery classes that I took last year. I'm keeping them safe in a cool spot just in case I go back to the pottery studio one day. This chair is from HomeGoods. I've had it for like 7 years. It's not the most comfortable, but it's small and fits under the desk perfectly. Then I have this coat rack from Ikea here. I use it to hold my tote bags for my shop. It's easy to access and the bags stay wrinkle free when they're hanging. Again, I have more Popmarts. These ones are in displays from Amazon. I just needed to put them somewhere else and not on all of my shelves. So these ones get to be in a display. I have a ukulele. Yes, I was the ukulele girl in my high school. Please don't judge me. I still know how to play, and sometimes I do when I'm bored or like don't feel like doing anything else. And I have a larger tenor ukulele in my closet that I bought from Maui, and it's just so pretty that I never use it. Then I have this corkboard here with some textiles I made with spoon flour, and again other trinkets that I've made or gotten from my friends or purchased. This is a peach mural that I painted in 2019. I love peaches. They're my favorite fruit, next to mangoes and strawberries. I wanted a peach wallpaper to accent this wall when I first started decorating the studio all those years ago, but I couldn't find one that I liked, and also wallpaper is really expensive. So I decided to freehand this peach mural with paint that I bought in the sale section at Lowe's. This was my favorite home project I've ever done. 2019 was a rough year for me with lots of family health issues going on, and being able to paint this mural really helped my mental state at the time. It was a form of escape or meditation to keep my mind off of all the stress that was going on. So this mural holds a very special place in my heart, and I don't think I'll ever want to change it. Unless I move out, or am forced to by my in-laws. Along my peach wall are my plants. I have plants by the windowsill as well, but this is my big plant shelf. I became a plant mom in the pandemic, like many others, but I've always loved plants and flowers. Prior to the pandemic, I think I just didn't have the time to try and care for a plant, but now I've learned a lot about plant care and their needs to flourish. The last thing in the studio is my carpet area. This rug is from Target. It's super cute and relatively new. I don't put any shoes on this carpet, not even my house slippers. I want to keep it as clean as possible because I like to sit on the floor or lay down on the floor sometimes. That's why I have this pillow and tata here. I sit on them or rest my head on them to meditate a bit when I'm overwhelmed. When my studio is clean, I have a lot of space in here. So much room for activities. So that's the gist of my art studio. Again, I only focus on my art part-time with the hopes of being able to support myself fully in the future. I'm lucky I have this space at home to flourish and come up with ideas. I am renting this space out, but definitely not for nearly as much as I would have to pay for an art studio in San Francisco or anywhere else in the Bay Area. So I'm super lucky in that regard as well. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm ambitious enough to say that a lot of these things mentioned will be linked in the description. Let me know if there's anything I miss. Let me know what you think of the video. If you're also an artist on YouTube and have a studio tour as well, I'd love to see it. So link that too in the comments. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Sorry. Bye.